Hello, my friends. I am your friend Kevin, and this is your Divine Daily Blast. All right, we are in an angel numerology number 9 day today. Let's start there. The primary focus is about completion, the end of a cycle. 9 talks about embracing your higher purpose, focus on humanitarianism, really in spiritual alignment. It's about spiritual awakening and wisdom, forgiveness and healing, love and relationships, career and money. The repeated signs or the repeated seeing, 99, trust the process. The old phase ends and follow your intuition into your next phase. A 999, a major life chapter is definitely closing up. And, we need to release the old space to make new for the new space. Now, you're not necessarily always going to see these numbers showing up. However, when you do, it just reminds you a nod about the cycles of life. Ending, cleaning up, tying off, but also being kind, caring, humanitarian to other people, even if that just means praying for them, meditating on them, that kind of a thing. Now, the moon today is still in Scorpio. We still have the eclipse season happening. However, the moon in Scorpio reminds us that looking within ourselves is equally important as changing what we want to take or what we want to get or what we want to manifest. Today is the day to take your foot off the accelerator a little bit. Just give yourself a bit of a break. Have a bit of a breathing room. If you've got a gap in your day, if you've got some gap in your time, just reflect. Like this morning, I have had a little bit of extra time and just took it to be grateful, to be present to, the day evolving, starting up, being grateful that I get to start it. Not really planning anything tremendous, not really saying I don't have a got to do list, just being in the moment and enjoying whatever activities pop up, come up. Might be a little bit of housework, might be a little bit of correspondence, emails, that kind of thing. That's the kind of energy that this moon in Scorpio in the eclipse season is bringing. Now, my isms today: I expect my desires and intentions to manifest always. Why not? Why would you put a desire out there if you didn't want it to manifest? I am accepting and allowing all the changes in my life with a grateful heart, and so it is. I am always in the flow of more and more greatness. Period. Always. Greatness comes from accepting that we're already there. We're already great. We're already amazingly powerful. We can do these things. We're going to accomplish much. Star beings, we talked about that at length on Sunday and Monday. The activation message: thank you, star beings, for guiding my vision into reality. The star beings to me feels more like an energy, the sort of unseen people, the non-physical energy that wafts and wraps around everything. Where you are is where you need to be always. Staying committed to your vision, because star beings are guiding you to your dreams into reality, which means that when we have these dreams, when these dreams and these passions take over, the universe starts to move things around to allow us to accomplish it. And in that accomplishing and in that journey and in that adventure, things shift and they change. Not always what we expect. But if we expect our desires and intention to manifest, we have to give way for those changes to occur for them to manifest. And it is very hard to accept sometimes when things change that are out of synchronicity with what our desire is, we think, oh my goodness, why is this happening? Just go with the flow. See what happens. Message from the guardian angels that might line all this up. Ask us to help you focus on every experience that brings a smile to or a laugh. Then watch those moments multiply exponentially. I find joy in the deepest moments of life. I have power over my own happiness. And that is seriously a choice. That's an interesting card from the guardian angels, because just yesterday I was pondering why people are so unhappy, why they feel the need to blame or shame or point fingers at somebody else. And for the longest time, I've always looked at the intention. Was that person's intention to hurt, to maim, to get it wrong, to do a sloppy job? Was that the intention, or is that what the other person's response was? You know, we can all be hypercritical. I've always said that comparison is the thief of joy. Trying to compare ourselves with other people is like a horse trying to compare itself with a cat. It's really not healthy, not helpful, and virtually impossible. Unless you compare, got two eyes, got four legs, has a coat of fur. So there you go, that's where the comparison kind of stops. Different size, different species, different needs, different desires. And it's the same with humanity. We can be amazing together, providing we accept and align with each other, no matter where they come from. The differences make up the curiosity, make up the fabric that we give us a life. The differences do that. I've always felt like every human is a thread in a tapestry, and the wild tapestry creates the blanket of life. It's quite lovely. Louise Hay today said, there's a rhythm and a flow to life, and I'm part of it. Life supports me and brings me only positive experiences. Here's the thing. The choice whether something is positive or negative belongs to us. It's how we think, feel, and behave about whatever experience we're having. So if we look at every experience as being an interesting one, and one that, what can I do with this? And if you can't do anything with it, move on. There are those instances where we simply just move on. Don't feel bad because this person is doing something else than you're doing. It is just live your life. Accept things as they are and as they're not. Now the Empress today is our tarot card that I pulled for the 7-day week ahead. And this one happens to be the Empress. The Empress's message is let yourself receive. She's the goddess of fertility, the goddess of the earth. She's the goddess of all the elements. She's got the air going on, flowers going on, birds. Has a tiger right here. Her hands are coming up out of the ocean with dolphins swimming. It's just a lot going on. And I would say that after Monday's contraction with that card, which happened to be the High Priestess, comes the expansion. And the Empress is about nourishing yourself in creativity, nourishing your relationships, nourishing your home, your body, your work. Everything and anything to grow when it's loved rather than when it's being controlled, rather than when it's being criticized or when it's being compared. I'm noticing in my own little world there's a lot of unhappy people, discontent people, People who seem to be aimless and lost. What they thought was going to happen doesn't happen. What they wanted to have happen didn't meet their expectations. So there's a feeling, oh, but nobody's paying attention to what is meeting their expectations, what they are able to do, what they are grateful for. I noticed that last night. I went to my neighborhood grocery store and I saw just a lot of energy that wasn't that pleasant. Oh, there's our card. Inspiration. Thank you, fairies. Be prepared, as you'll soon receive a visit from the Fairy of Inspiration. Oh, I like that. Come dusk or dawn, she can call at any time. This is quite lovely because we have the star beings, the Fairy of Inspiration, and the Empress, along with Melchizedek, divine knowledge, higher learning, committing to your vision through your studies. That's always a good energy when you feel like, you know, there's a cycle ending. Some people don't like endings. Smile at the past because you had it, rather than crying because it didn't work out or because something happened. Embrace the future. Embrace what's happening right now and what's going to happen next. All right, my friends, that's it from me for today. I'll see you tomorrow. Much love and many blessings to all of you. Bye for now.